a mess. It's pouring down rain outside, and I had to run to my car. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out today. It has been a day. Actually, I'm kind of impressed with my eye makeup that it stayed on this much. It's great. I had a hell of a day. Hell of a day. So I want to thank you all for coming in and hanging out. So every year we do carrots, and I planted a row of carrots. Hold on, I'm going to have people waving at me here in a second. Every year we plant carrots, and every year we try to grow really big carrots. So this year, oh God, I am so freaking hot in here. Like, this is like ridiculous. Let's crank this crap up. Hey, Shawnee. Yeah, watermelon colors. I didn't think about that. So every year we try to grow carrots, and every year my husband tries to grow like really, really large carrots. So he is this year growing them in a giant trash can, and he has got a ton of germination. We have a ton of germination in the garden. And my mom just made me aware that yesterday that carrots are super expensive right now. Like, super expensive. She said they were like $5 for like a couple large carrots at the grocery store. But then again, she also shops at like the most, oh my God, my hair. I'm so sorry. It's even starting to get curly. Sorry, y'all. But she said they're really, really super, super expensive right now. So, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Carrots are probably, okay, I think I really got into carrots when I started. I mean, I love carrots just in general. So I think I really got into them and wanted to really learn how to grow them because I love them so much. I love carrots and I like cucumbers. It's like one of my favorite raw snacks. Like, there's nothing. I just love to munch on carrots. Carrots and, like, if you have some ranch, yeah, that's like my thing. So I love that. It's my favorite. So because I love it so much, I decided to like conquer it and make sure that I grow like some really awesome carrots. So, hello, thank you for coming in. And is that Kieran? Kieran, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. 5 people in the house, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Kieran. Okay, sorry. Fermenting cucumbers today. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I tried to ferment. I bought one of those fermenting kit things, and you know, the ones with the puck, and it has the things. It kind of looks like a science experiment kind of thing. I bought one of those kits or whatever for my husband to ferment peppers because he loves hot sauce, and fermented hot sauce is like, you know, really popular. No, I didn't. Thank you though, Nathan T. No, I didn't. Are my eyes red? No. Thank you. Thanks, guys. So anyway, I bought one of those kits for my husband, and I didn't like fermented cucumbers at all. I did not like them. I like pickled cucumbers, because obviously that makes a pickle. But I don't like fermented ones. I tried them and they like burnt my mouth. Maybe I haven't tried the right ones yet. So why are you just checking? Goofball. I use the ball jar with a spring. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have one of those too. Yeah. I bought a kit. I forget what it was. It was on Amazon or something a while back. And it has like the knobs on top. And then it has the puck that keeps the stuff under the water or under the brine or whatever. So it was pretty good. For my husband anyway. I didn't like fermented cucumbers at all. They just didn't have the pizzazz in them that I liked. It wasn't that great. So we did square foot gardening on the one side, and then we did rows on the other side. So we got carrots, and they're popping up. So hopefully, I don't know. Probably in this stage, I probably want to put fertilizer down. What? I don't know what that means. I have no idea what you're talking about. If you're making fun of me, guess what? I don't give two shits. How about that? Oh, I hope I ruined your day. Let's see here. I'm just going to start deleting people left and right. How about that? So, they've been really, really successful. You were comparing harvest of carrot rows versus square foot. Yes. We're seeing what we get the best out of. Although, my husband, since they were pelletized seeds, they were really easy to put in the ground versus regular carrot seeds. If I had, I bought 5,000 carrot seeds, but they were pelletized. If I bought 5,000 regular carrot seeds that were just a bunch of carrot seeds in a thing, I would have wasted a lot of them because they're so small. It just, so the pelletized seeds really made sense. And so we got them, and it's working out really good. And I'm hoping that we get really big carrots from this harvest. It'll be really exciting to see what all happens. The other day, so I told you about I got a yellow peony for Mother's Day. Sorry, my hair's still wet from being outside. It's like crazy. I got a yellow peony for Mother's Day, and I planted that. Well, it's gone now. Peonies only last for a week before they start losing all their petals, and and they aren't any good anymore. So my mom came over and brought me over one of her peonies. She said they weren't blooming because they weren't getting enough sun. She sent me over one of hers, and they're really dark pink. So I got light pink, dark pink, and yellow. And I can't wait till they start doing their thing. Why am I getting the weird eyeball thing? You're not affecting me at all. It's just weird behavior, obnoxious behavior. So I got that other peony, and I'm hoping that next year I'll have a wide array of different colors and stuff from the garden. And then I also got a yellow iris. So I got really, really dark purple irises and yellow irises. There is one specifically. Hey, Grammy Karen, thanks for coming in. Love ya. There is one specifically I saw online that is absolutely gorgeous. I wonder if I can show you guys through green screen here. It's this one right here. Let me see if I can move out of the way. I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, see what color that is? Do you guys see? Isn't that gorgeous? There it is. It's called, I'm in an iris lovers group. It's called a rustler. And I'm not keeping that up. Oh, maybe I should keep that up because, yeah. Yeah. These are my eggs. By the way, we are in production again. Okay, Bodangles. If you're going to crap your pants, let me tell you something. It's not something to brag about. So, yeah, I feel sorry for you. I just feel really sorry for you. Like, really? Okay, so thank you, Grandma Karen. I think I blocked them completely from my page. It's just because of the platform. I decided to start doing this so I get more trolls. So thank you, I appreciate it. So let me get rid of my eggs. So anyway, we had a fox or raccoons or whatever take out most of our flock last year, and so then we ended up with like 4 chickens. 4. So this year we're not doing free range or anything anymore. When we do free range, it's just like we make sure we're home and stuff like that. So we got lots of eggs yesterday. They started really coming in. They are like the pullet eggs, so they're only like this big. So, but I did sell my first 2 dozen to my neighbors. I didn't feel right charging the $3 a carton. Yeah, I am a troll magnet. Well, Dave and I have a lot of haters out there that hate me, but 2, also jumping on this platform like this when you do the vertical live stream, the trolls just, I don't know what they do, but they just flock in. So there's that as well. So if you guys can get past the trolls, that's good. I'm sorry that they are bothersome. So the eggs are only this big. I didn't feel right selling the eggs for what I was originally going to sell them for. By the way, I'm going to start selling like designer eggs. So I am going to sell them for $4 a carton. There's lots of people out there right now that have raised their egg prices to $4 a carton, and I'm like, I'm doing that as well. So they are designer eggs. They're green, blue, and dark brown. And that's what I'm going to do. So I didn't feel right, however, selling my neighbors $4 a dozen eggs when they were only this big. So I sold her for $4. She got 2 dozen, and I said, well, these are our first eggs from our pullets, so I hope you enjoy. So she's probably going to get those today. I don't know when, because it's been raining like a monsoon all day long. So when the weather's like this, I don't hardly sell anything. Well, thank you, Sea Dog. Hello, Randy. Thank you for coming in. Mishti. Thank you for coming in. Hello, Guardian. Thank you for coming in. I was just, I read your thing that you posted on WhatsApp. So we love you. We love you guys. I'm sorry that we haven't been able to get together and do something. But our lives have just been crazy. This year has literally been the year from hell with our son and the school and the things that we're dealing with. And I haven't really done too many lives from my computer. I've been doing them all from my car here. So my life has just been insane. I don't really have a message to my new viewers. Just watch, listen, and learn. There, that's my message. So the garden's doing really good. We've been just getting tons of rain. So I'm really hoping that it dries up soon, because once you get all this rain, it makes it really hard to spray things to make sure that bugs aren't eating everything. I was upset. I do have sunflowers that popped up though. They were about this big. And I was really happy about that. However, well, I'm glad you like my energy. The sunflowers popped up like this big, and I had a few, and then I had some with the really big leaves that came on, and something ate it. And I assume it's some kind of bug. it's probably flea beetles or cutworm or something like that, but it ate the leaves right off of it, and I was kind of pissed. But I still have a lot of time to go back in and plant some more. So I'm hoping this is going to be Memorial Day weekend, and we'll be celebrating Memorial Day Sunday and Monday, kind of. Sunday we usually do a tour of the cemeteries and go and visit loved ones and put flowers. My mom always takes care of my grandma's grave and weed wax and make sure it looks really nice. So we go up there and we do that. And then we'll be going to my dad's. My dad was a vet, so we'll be going up there and taking care of his grave. And so we go around and do that on Sunday, and then Monday we usually have a parade. It's if you live in America, the Memorial Day parade is really a thing here, and so our town has a Memorial Day parade, and then they usually follow it up with a pancake breakfast, and you usually get sausage and eggs at the fire station. So we usually do that every year. It's like a tradition for us, and we do it with my son. So okay, what is your question? I possibly can answer it. So we'll be doing that this weekend. It's going to be interesting. I really hope that it's not going to be super crappy out. I know in years past it has been like super crappy, it's like rainy or whatever, but a few years in a row, like it had been so hot that I actually got sunburned on Memorial Day. So there is that. So hopefully we have a little bit better weather. I'm turning down the AC now that I'm freezing myself out. So hopefully we get better weather. I'm interested in raising a chicken at some point. However, I'm new to it, and I'm hearing roosters are not truly needed for hens. Yes, they aren't needed. Roosters are really not needed unless you plan on reproducing your own chickens. My suggestion to you, depending on where you live, if you live in the suburbs, my suggestion to you is to check your regulations to make sure that your neighborhood and everything, to make sure that you can have chickens. And if you do live in the suburbs, a lot of places do not allow you to have a rooster anyway. So that's, ridiculous, but they make a lot of noise. So unless you have a hen that makes a rooster noise, which can happen, if you have a lot of ladies and you don't have any roosters, sometimes one of the hens will take a dominant role and she will end up crowing. So that happens sometimes. However, my suggestion for your first flock is to maybe get like 4 birds and see where you're going with that. Get a small coop at Tractor Supply or something, and start off small and see where that takes you. And then if you want more, then get more. Roosters are definitely not necessary for any of it. I have 1 rooster, and it was by accident. We weren't planning on getting any more. I've had up to 8 roosters at a time, but I at one point had like 50 birds. So it was enough for our flock. However, so I'm interested in raising chickens. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. I thought it moved. But yeah, so if you're interested and you want to have some chickens, I would suggest like starting off with 4 and see where that gets you. Now, that's not going to get you a ton of eggs a week, but it'll get you enough, and you will learn how they act, and if it's something that you really, really want to do. I suggest that, because a lot of people go gun-ho on getting chickens, and it drives me insane. Like, I see it all the time. People are like, oh, I just bought all of Tractor Supply's birds, and then they don't have a coop, they don't have anything. And it's like ridiculous. Why would you do that? Or they're like, oh yeah, I just bought all these chickens, but I have no place to put them. I guess I should build them a coop. And I'm like, who does that? So just make sure you're prepared. Make sure that you have the stuff that you need, the waters, your chick feed, your food things, make sure you have a place to put them. Just make sure that you have everything you need before you buy the chickens. So a rooster is only needed to reproduce. So if a hatching that has a baby rooster in it, is it possible the hens silence the rooster once it grows into an adult? Again, no, it's not possible. Why do you care about my freaking eyebrows? There's nothing wrong with my eyebrows. Nothing. Why do you care? Just go away. Okay, so hatching. Yeah, you don't need a rooster, and hens will not silence a rooster. Well, thank you, Charlie. It's like, they are my eyebrows. Like, this is it. This is what happens. My neighbor gives me a yard eggs. The best eggs I've ever eaten. Yeah, and a lot of people do like, they like chicken coop eggs, not the ones from the grocery store, the regular farm eggs. A lot of people like that. So, and actually they're healthier for you, because the ones from the store, typically, they're in not really great situations, and they feed them crap. And so when they do that, your egg produces a ton of cholesterol. So when they are free ranging and when they're getting the bugs and stuff like that, they are not like, they're not those type of eggs usually don't have the cholesterol in them. So farm eggs are usually really good for you. And depending, I mean, a lot of people really go out of their way to really produce healthy eggs. They buy, specific foods that have omega-3s, fatty acids in them, and they buy, organic or non-GMO feeds, or they make their own. And there's a lot of people that will go out of their way. So if they do that, their egg prices are going to be higher, but you're getting a better quality egg. And so I hope I answered your question. I know a lot about chickens, so if you have any other questions about chickens, feel free to ask, because I know a lot about them. So, well, this is shocking to learn. It means I need to continue my research and learning more about the rules and such. And yes, I will build the environment. But yeah, please do, because if not, like, you'll have a mess. And you don't want that. You want to make sure to, like, a lot of people really get attached to their birds. They spend a lot of time with them. So you want to make sure too that they have a nice place to live like that. Otherwise you're just going to get some nasty ass eggs. Like, if you don't watch, and you don't keep your environment clean, your birds are just going to poop all over the eggs. They're going to, if you get a broody, chicken, they collect all the eggs. By the way, chickens are goofy. They're really, really goofy, and they will move eggs from one nest to another with their wings. They are goofy, and before you know it, you'll have one chicken sitting on 20 eggs, and she's trying to hatch them all. So just really be careful with what you're doing. Start off with, like, just a couple to see how you really like it at first. That's my suggestion. Yeah, they are goofy for real. And some people, like I said, they really get into it. I had a favorite rooster. His name was Valentino. He did pass away. He was a huge lavender Orpington rooster, and he allowed me to pick him up. Like, he was just so chill, so relaxed, but he was the biggest male. Like, he was big. And I just loved him to death. Like, I could hand feed him. He was just such a sweetheart. So, yeah, if you ever start off with, like, some birds and you really want good layers, I really suggest Orpingtons. They have the best personalities, and they don't care if you reach into the nest to grab the eggs out. Now, barred rocks, they are really great layers. However, they can be nasty, but they protect their flock, they protect their eggs. I get that, but they can be really nasty birds, and a lot of times I'd have to wear a leather glove just to collect the eggs, because You reach in and you grab and they'll peck your they'll peck your hand and it hurts. Yeah, lavender Orpingtons or brown Orpingtons, golden. They have buff Orpingtons. They have all different kinds, but Orpingtons have a really good personality. So you have 5 left. Yeah, they're just a really good birds. I with this flock, I got a couple lavender Orpingtons because I just love them. I think they're a beautiful bird. What's shocking is a hen will mimic a rooster to maintain order. That blows my mind, but yet an eye-opener 100%. Okay, let's say this is the case, then the hen is in charge. One day the owner decides to add a rooster into the environment. What happens to the aggressive hen once the rooster... Oh, the rooster will put her in her place. And you got to be really careful if you introduce a rooster into a flock as well, because the hens might reject it, and they might beat him up. But that's a pecking order. That's what birds do, and that happens with any bird. If you introduce a new bird into the flock, sometimes you can trick them at night while they're sleeping. You can add the new birds in, and they won't pick on the bird. But if you just add the bird in one day, they'll pick on them and they'll bloody them up. That's what birds do. It's a cruel environment, but they'll start a peck. They have a pecking order, and the top bird will go after. What is wrong with people today? But yeah, they'll go after them. I do too. They get along well with the rest of the flock. The guy that sold them to us said that they were silver lace Wyandottes, but he was wrong. Yeah, you can totally tell the difference between a silver lace Wyandotte and an Orpington. You can tell for sure. Yeah. I'm asking for the future reason, so I go about what to do, when, and why. Yeah, that's a really smart thing to do. And that's smart with any animal that you get. Goats, pigs, whatever, rabbits. You want to do as much research as you possibly can before you get one, because you don't want to just get one and then not know what to do, so it's best to really do your research and find out. I did a lot of research on chickens before we got ours. Now our first 6, we got 6 chickens, and our first 6 chickens were Polish. And Polish are really cute birds, but they were a good learning bird because they were smaller. They're bantam type birds, and those things are really goofy. And they laid a bunch of eggs, but they only lay I can't remember. It's 38 eggs a year or something like that. They don't lay that much. Yeah, the ones with the top knot. Yeah, we had all different kinds. I had a golden laced one. I had one I called grayed beard. I had a bunch of them, different colors and stuff. And then I ended up getting Polish roosters they were all black with the white poof. Those were goofy. Raoul and Ralph were their names, because I had 2 of them. And they were really easy birds to get started with. And then after I got those birds, I knew right away that I wanted more. I wanted a flock. And so a year later, we bought our first flock of birds, and I handpicked them out through a hatchery of which ones that I wanted. I even picked the roosters that I wanted. So, yeah, so you'll know right away if you want more or not. And, you'll know it's not really easy either. People think, oh, I just get some chickens, they'll go in the backyard. And it's really not easy. They're interesting. Wait, so the breed of roosters matters, correct? Let's review the extremes. What breed to look into versus breed to be careful? Okay. Yes, you want to get a laid back rooster, I think, to begin with. Eventually you could probably get more aggressive rooster if you really wanted to. And a lot of people do like more aggressive roosters because they will protect the flock. I've seen roosters like take out birds of prey, or bloody them up because they're coming after their flock. So, you can, sorry, my hand hurts. You can get an aggressive rooster. You just have to watch your back when you're around them. And you got to show that rooster who's boss. So, but yeah, the correct rooster in a group really will make or break you, as far as, because you're going to be out there every day collecting eggs. So you want something that's going to be a little bit docile, a little bit better with you. So I did have an aggressive lavender Orpington that I had got. It was purebred. I got from a hatchery. I had to get rid of him. He attacked me while I was feeding them. He pecked the crap out of my arm. And then my husband went out there to close up the coop one night, and he attacked the back of my husband's leg and bloodied my husband's leg. My husband's like, oh, the chicken's gotta be gone. So we found a home for him because somebody wanted purebred lavender Orpingtons. So it worked out. I called him, what did I call him? T-Rex. So my lags, I don't have lags. You mean lag bolts? Is that what you're talking about? Lag bolts? I don't have lag bolts. Sorry. Okay, now showing them like that you're the boss is not beating the crap out of them. I think some people would do that or whatever. I don't. Roosters don't like you touching them. Actually, most chickens don't like you touching them, unless you spend a lot of time with them. What you do basically when you get a rooster is for me, I would go out there at night every night and spend time with them while they were sleeping. They're really docile when they're sleeping. That's why they're so easy to attack at night, because they're sleeping. They're not paying attention. They're not awake. They're sleeping. So I would go out there at night. I would pick up my rooster. I would hold him. I would pet him. I would, and if you take a rooster, an aggressive rooster, and you hold on to him and you hold him by your side and take him everywhere you go, take him to the garden. I got, a rooster, he will submit to you. So, that actually helps. Now, there are some roosters that just won't get over that. There are like Rhode Island red roosters and stuff like that that are just highly aggressive, and you can't take that out of them. So, yeah, it's best to get them as a chick so that you can raise them and that they are used to you. Now, you could get, and a lot of times roosters don't like little kids. They don't like, because they'll run at them or whatever. So you got to be really careful with chickens around little kids and stuff like that. But for the most part, you get them when they're babies, and you can raise them up and take care of them. Now, this last flock, you just got your license, like your driver's license? Yay, good for you, Carlos. So just be careful. This last flock I got, I didn't pay attention to them as much as I would like to. I got them in December, and it was really cold out, and I didn't really spend a whole lot of time with them like I wanted to. And so they are very standoffish, which is good because you kind of want your birds to be a little standoffish. So if there's a raccoon or a fox or something like that, that they aren't so stupid that they just stand there and get eaten, that they actually run away. So it's give and take a little bit. You don't want them to be so overly friendly to where they just don't have those natural instincts, I guess is the word. I don't know. So hopefully I answered your questions, because I mean, I really know a lot about chickens. I have a whole production here. I used to have like 50 or 60 birds, and now I just have 17. I think I have 20 now. 20, 70. I have 21 birds right now. So it just, yeah. And you'll learn to love them. You will learn to love them, and each one has a different personality, and yeah, so hopefully I answered your questions about chickens. Anybody else have any? Oh, hold on. So those of us whom are interested need to choose if they are for breeding or for consumption. Oh, okay. Yeah, there are two different types of birds. Now, you can get like your barred rocks and your lavender Orpingtons and stuff like that. They are a multi-purpose breed. Multi-purpose breed means that you can eat them and they lay eggs. Now, typically, I don't want to eat my hens that are laying eggs. I don't want to eat them. You can get birds at your local Tractor Supply or wherever. You can get your broilers, your market birds, and those are white. And typically, those birds, you do want to only have those for consuming meat, because they don't live very long. They are genetically designed to only last for like 8 weeks. And they get really fat, and they get really big after that, and they eat a ton. So those particular birds you want to have for meat. And if you want those now, yes. And there's two different types of market birds. I cannot remember the other one's name, but there's the Cornish cross, and that is a particular bird. And typically they don't reproduce either. They're made specifically for eating. And that is the same with the market turkeys as well. Now, I have a big heart, and I've saved my market bird. She was awesome. I loved her. She only lived for 2 years. After that, she got so big she couldn't walk anymore. So I did save her. I didn't kill her or eat her or anything like that. She was a wonderful bird. And I would laugh at her because I have like a makeshift pond in my backyard, and she would go out there and stand in it. I called her the turducken because she'd be out there and she'd make me laugh. She'd be standing in the water like she was a duck, and hanging out with the ducks. She was a goofy bird. And I loved her to death, and I was really sad when she passed away, but I did save her. So Freedom Rangers, thank you. Couldn't think of the other one. This Cornish cross and Freedom Rangers. Yes, thank you. I couldn't remember the other birds. I don't know what the difference between a Freedom Ranger and a Cornish cross. I've only ever had Cornish cross, but they say the Freedom Rangers are tougher or something. I don't know. I've never eaten a Freedom Ranger, so. Roosters are not meant to eat. Well, you can eat a rooster. I just wouldn't suggest it. Typically, it's going to be tougher, especially if you've had the rooster for a while and it's your last straw or something, and you're like, oh, this rooster is it. A lot of people pressure cook them to get them to be tender. They're not really something that you want to eat. Some people, I guess, will eat, make a rooster stew or a rooster chicken noodle soup or something. But I've never done that. But usually a rooster's there for protection for the flock, and they're there to reproduce, and that's all they're there for. They usually, if you have a good rooster, they will die protecting their flock. So, yeah, predators like foxes and owls, I've had them all. I've had coyotes, I've had foxes, I've had, yeah, So they don't care. They will just eat them. And you can tell by the way a predator eats its prey what it is. A minx will waste everything. It just makes you so mad. A mink or a weasel will get into the coop, and they're really small, so they'll get in any crack, and they'll just rip the heads off all the birds, and then they'll leave. A raccoon, they will eat them. They will put their little hands through the fence and try to rip them out. Usually, like a fox or whatever, you will not see the bird. You will not see a trace of it. You might see some feathers. I mean, you'll know what each predator does, and you'll know by what they do what it was. I did research on chickens and ran across a black rooster. Even their meat is black. Yeah, that's an Ayam Samani, I believe. And those are really, really expensive designer birds. I wouldn't be eating one. And I'd be curious though. I'm curious about them. I've never had them. They are very expensive birds, and I don't own one, although my husband really wants one. But I can't see spending $100 on a chicken or more. Like, that's just not, they're really expensive, and I can't see spending money on them. But if that's something you want and you want to raise them, do it. Legalized dreamfish, Colorado river toad, cane toad. Okay. Well, I don't know why you felt the need to come in here and say that. Like, good for you. I would 100% agree with you. But you don't have to announce it. I mean, who cares? Yes, I had a turtle once when I was little. It was a Java box turtle, and I really loved him. Wait, how's it possible to design a bird of its own, not much nature? Well, it is possible to design birds. It's genetics. You have a rooster impregnates certain birds, and before you know it, over years I don't think it takes that long, even over long periods of time, then the chickens become different colors, and they've done that with the eggs. Usually it was just brown and white eggs, and now you can get all different colors because they have mixed the birds together for different colors. Now, it's not even about the chickens you have, it's about what eggs they're going to produce. Like, there's an Easter egger that produces all different colored eggs. And I have blue, green, dark brown, pink, and like a creamy white color. So I call those designer eggs. And so I am going to sell them for a little bit more because I chose the specific chickens to produce those kind of colors. Well, I'm glad that you are interested, and I'm glad you are interested in this, because I can talk about chickens all day long. So thank you for coming in. I'm really tired, so if I'm up close, I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, so you just have to learn, figure out which ones you like the most, and go from there. And you may mess up, you may like breeds over one breed over another, and that's okay too. Just remember, whatever you get, you'll be stuck with them unless you eat them. One more question is, there are ways to create a predator-proof chicken environment, or just get 3 Dobermans to take care of the problem? Yes. You can do both. You can get a livestock guardian dog. The whole purpose of a livestock guardian dog is to protect your farm. So if you choose to do that, you probably want to get a livestock guardian dog as a puppy and raise them around your birds so that it doesn't eat your birds. And you want to make sure that it's protecting your flock. But if you don't want to do that, there's multiple different ways that you can protect your cages and your birds. And one of them is don't get chicken wire. Chicken wire is really flimsy and anything can get through it. You want to get hardware cloth. Hardware cloth you can put on the ground, and that is what I suggest. You put hardware cloth underneath your coop and bury it. And then you put your coop on top of it, and then use hardware cloth for your actual around your coop and stuff like that. If you put the hardware cloth on the ground, it keeps things like raccoons and foxes and stuff like that from digging into getting underneath your coop. So hardware cloth really works wonders, and it's kind of expensive, but it'll protect your chickens from getting eaten. Now, as far as things like bear, we don't have bears here in Ohio. I mean, rarely. Maybe Southern Ohio gets black bears. Like I said, when we get a bear here, it makes the paper because we rarely get bears here. If you do have a bear, I would suggest getting an electric fence. Premier, we got, I think, Premier One fencing, electric fence to go around the yard of the chickens and stuff like that. I would suggest that. Hey, Uncle Lau, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. So I would highly suggest if you have like bears or even mountain lions or that kind of thing, that you get an electric fence to help, And, a lot of times too, it's not just about that. It's about what's coming from the sky. And if you possibly live near a bald eagle or bald eagle's nest, it's going to take out your chickens. So you can also make an aviary they call it an aviary, where you have hardware cloth up above too, so that a bird can't come down and get your chickens. So you can do all different kinds of enclosures and stuff like that. So you just have to do some research on what works best for you. No, they do. Like raccoons are opportunists. They'll get into anything, and foxes will dig. There's lots of different predators that will dig to get into a chicken coop. So, but that's so funny that you mentioned. I had a bunch of leghorns, and they were the most obnoxious birds I think I ever had. So that's another thing. I want leghorns, because of foghorn leghorn. And I got them, and they were so obnoxious, and they would never go back in their coop at night. And I swear, I had 28 birds hatch one time from them. They were just all over the place, all obnoxious. Eventually, we decided to get rid of all of them. What are you doing eating hawks and eagles, Uncle Lau? That's ridiculous. But yeah, so depending on where you live, I know here we had a bald eagle. Thank God it didn't eat our flock. You just have to really watch where you live and look up what kind of animals you have around. We do have bobcats too, but they're really elusive. We hardly ever see them. Yeah, coop trained your guineas. Yeah, guineas are another ball game, and they may lay regular eggs, but I wouldn't torture my mother. My mother lives next door. I thought about getting guineas because they're so goofy looking. I do like them. They're cool looking. They look like little clowns. However, I couldn't do that to my mom. Oh, well, if they ate your ducks and chickens, then yeah, okay. I would have went after them too. I've been really mad. And I really hate when something goes after my ducks because I love ducks. They are just so cute. Yeah, I want another flock of ducks so bad, but right now I just have one duck. But I absolutely love ducks. And I love Sebastipoles. Those are my favorite. They're just so beautiful. Um, yeah, so I don't know, maybe someday. But a lot of hatcheries, they won't allow you to just buy a couple ducks. You have to buy like 15, and it's like $106, and it's so expensive. So if I find somebody locally that is getting rid of their ducks, or getting rid of eggs or something like that, then I might consider. We had 9 baby Cayuga ducks and something killed every baby. Yes, it just makes you so sick. I get it. So trial and error will happen, but do your research before getting one bird or else. Okay, what if you cement the foundation? If you cement the foundation, that's all good, but just make sure that you anchor your coop down so that nothing can get underneath it, even if it's cemented in. It very well could have been. It could have been snapping turtles, yeah. I never thought about that, but yeah, they would come after them too. Hey, Happy Mac. Thanks for coming in. Love ya. Yeah, you could do a cemented foundation. Just an FYI, it's going to get nasty. It's going to get, because, birds crap every 15 minutes or something like that. So it's going to get nasty. But I imagine it would be a good clean out. Like, I imagine every once in a while you could go out there and, like, pressure wash it and clean it up. So, yeah, cement is not bad. It's not a bad idea. It's been raining. You can see it's just nasty out. Absolutely nasty. Just sick of it. Oh, it says it's 55 degrees. If we use sand for the flooring, it could help. Yeah, we did that. We used sand for our flooring, and it works out really good. You could probably do the cement and then put sand on the top of it, and that would work out really good, and you can kind of use it like a pooper scooper. And what I would do then is I would go out there and I would just scoop it out. It was so easy, and it still is pretty easy. And then you can use that sand to make carrots, to grow carrots in your garden, because carrots love sand, and it's already like inoculated with poop and everything else. So it'd be great. You just have to make sure that it's okay to put in your garden, because it might be hot. So then you have to wait a little while before you can put it in your garden. But why not? I don't want it to be 93 degrees, Uncle Al, but it would be nice if it was a little warmer than 55, I can tell you that. So mulch is not a good idea, right? Yes, don't use mulch. It can get into your chicken's feet and stuff like that. It could probably cause issues. You want to use wood chips that they sell at Tractor Supply or any supply place, or any farm pedigree place, whatever, and then you want to use sand or something like that. Now, if there's another YouTube channel out there that uses something else, then yeah, you just have to be really careful. And you have to be really careful also when you're cleaning. If you have a really big coop and you're inside the coop and you're cleaning it out, you want to have enough ventilation, and you want to make sure that you're wearing a mask. You can get diseases from breathing in chicken poop. So just be careful out there, and protect yourself. Poop Troopers Unite. That's right. I love eating wood chips. Well, that explains a lot. Yeah. I don't even care about the temperature anymore. I just want a few days without rain. Truth. I use pine shavings. Yes, that's wood chips. That's what I meant. Pine shavings, not wood chips. Pine shavings. And you can get those pretty much anywhere. What? Hold on a second. Let me reread this. Sorry. What? Why? Oh, thank you. I wanted to read it, though. Why in the world would chickens go to a farm without having any shoes on, little feet, and then he must be out into the blender if you... Okay. People are crazy, man. Like, I think YouTube brings out the worst in people. I think it, like, creates mental illness. 100%. I know you live in the desert, but 93 degrees is way too hot. I do love the desert. My dream would be to go to the Mojave and see the constellations. I've always wanted to do that. Maybe someday. And go hiking. I love to hike. I love to do outdoorsy stuff. I just don't get to do it often because I got a kid, so it makes it difficult. But I just love to do outdoor stuff. Love it. I love hiking. I love looking at things, taking pictures, stuff like that. I can overlook a lot of things, but bad grammar sends in the... Yeah, truth. I understand. So any other questions about chickens since I was on a roll for 55 minutes talking about chickens? Yeah, chicken poop is very burny. That's correct. So you got to be careful. Chicken poop is hot. So and that's the same with like cow poop and stuff like that. So you have to be careful before putting that on any gardens. You have to wait. And that's why we use colder poop. We have a rabbit and we use his poop, and you can put that directly on your garden without any problems. So just taking care of some shit. All right, just took care of it. They flushed their own turd. I can hardly wait to see those black Oh, I thought I showed you. Hold on. They're not really black, but see them? Those are the black copper. See that? That's the black copper maron eggs. I was so excited. They're really, really dark. That's a first lay, too. I think that's super cool. Yeah, I probably should do subscriber only. It's hard to do it on this platform like this because I can't go in and hit all the things. Maybe if I do, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Yeah, they turned out really good. And I'm hoping they get a little bit bigger, so I don't feel bad for selling them for a lot of money. Those are olive acres. I have olive acres, and then I have blue ones too, and those are Easter acres. They mix them with Americanas, so they make like, blue eggs and stuff like that. Really cool. It sounds like you're saying to the newbies wanting to get into chickens should start off very small and grow from there. What size would you say would be manageable? Also, your spouse also need to be in %. Yeah. Like I said, I would start off with like 4. I don't know. A lot of times, like when you go to Tractor Supply or something like that, they insist that you take 6 or something like that. So start off with the smaller amount and go from there. More than likely, something will happen and they won't survive. You'll have like one that is a weak link or something like that. But for the most part, start off small, and then if you really like it, move up from there. So I like the tiny eggs for deviled eggs, less messy. Interesting. I never thought about that. We did literally like 55 eggs last night. We have an Insta pot, and we did it actually turned out to be 55 because some of the eggs were broken. And I will be making egg salad today when I get home. But yeah, we use our Instapot a lot for doing eggs and stuff like that. It works out really well. Okay, y'all. Does Tractor Supply mind if you squeeze those baby chicks to see who's who? Sorry, in the mood. They actually don't care if you touch them. I don't think. There's another place around here. It's not Tractor Supply. It's Quality Home and Fleet, I think, or something like that. And they have all different kinds of chickens. It was really cool. And they have all different kinds of turkeys, which you don't normally see like at Tractor Supply. Rural King also has chickens, so you can get them pretty much anywhere. God, it's so freaking hot in here now. Why is it hot in here? Oh, because I had it at 80 degrees. That's why. Whoops. I have a customer that pickles bantam eggs. Yes. And I've seen people make, who was it? I think it was Patera at Appalachia Homestead. She was like making something, biscuits with quail eggs in them. People do quail. I don't know. I just don't want to do quail. I do pretty well by sexing them by wing shape. Yes. Yes. And you know what? What was his name? Link? I'll just call you Lync. Thank you for coming in, by the way. You can sex your birds by the wing shape. I'm sure if you're in any chicken group or whatever, they'll tell you how to do that. Be careful with the chicken groups on freaking Facebook. Most of those people are so freaking rude. They're rude, act like know-it-alls, and a lot of them don't know a thing of what they're talking about. So just be really careful out there. A lot of people don't want you to use apple cider vinegar, so you can't be in that group because heaven forbid you talk about that. So just be careful what groups you're in, because some people are and it can be very disheartening to somebody that's just starting out and they just want some information. So just be careful. Rude is, yeah. I guess once you get the chickens at some point, you'll learn what predators you never knew before, huh? Or is it there a way to investigate? No, you'll probably learn right off the bat what predators you have and what you don't. Oh, hello. Thank you for coming in. We struggle with possums and skunks. Yeah, possums and skunks are also another one. I don't think they want to necessarily go after your chickens, but they want your eggs. Big time. And so they'll eat like all your eggs. Snakes will eat your eggs. You just have to be, very aware and lock your chickens up at night and stuff like that. Not everything is 100% foolproof either. You learn as you go and you figure it out. And I don't think there's a book on that. You just have to learn. Make sure to bury your hardware cloth. Yep. So the weasels don't get them. Weasels are the worst. I think once they know that there are chickens in there, they will keep coming back, and they're really hard to catch. So that's a one that you definitely want to protect your coop from. I knew somebody that said that they waited in their coop for the weasel. They waited in there all night, and when they found it, they killed it. Yeah, so you just have to really be careful and just protect your chickens as much as you can. Electric fencing really helps too. Hardware cloth, if you bury it, it really helps. And we've got a lot. We even have chain link fence buried underneath our coop. So, you got to do what you got to do. You got to protect your birds because you bought them. So, hello, Coryllis. Thank you for coming in. Coryllis. I think I pronounced that right. This is my first time seeing you in here. Thank you so much. Weasels, too many little bones. Oh, so you didn't eat it, Uncle Al? That's all. I found one thing Uncle Al does not eat. He does not eat weasel. What time is it? Oh my God, I've been on here for an hour, y'all. Yeah, chickens are pets. Yes, they are. And, they're very stinky pets, but they're pets. All right, y'all. I'm going to get off of here. My son's going to come out here in a few minutes. I hope I enlightened you with my chicken talk for the day. Thank you for asking all those questions. If you have any more questions or whatever, you can always message me on here, and I can answer any questions that you have. Really, I've had chickens for years now. So, yeah, thank you for coming in, Grammy Karen. We love ya. Thank you so much for coming in, and y'all have a good day, and I'll hopefully have more shorts when it stops raining. Holy crap, I can't even get outside and film anything in this. This is insane. So thank you all for coming in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. If you're interested in being a Poop Troop member, you can be one for only 99 cents a month. And we will see you all tomorrow. Have a good one.